Skip it up and that up. What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? Rich of Review Tech USA, and I have no words. At least words that won't be offensive. So I'm glad that YouTube user Bob66887, I don't know why I love saying that name, Bob. Bob is awesome. Anyway, he sent me an article that Microsoft confirms that the Xbox One is going to use 3 gigabytes of RAM for the operating system, and the PS4 is supposedly only going to use 1 gigabyte of RAM. And I know this is going to turn into a fanboy shitstorm, and it really shouldn't, because at the end of the day, it may not make that big of a difference. Anyway, let me get into the article, then I'll explain what I mean. So in a nutshell, without reading word for word what the article says, the operating system on the Xbox One, due to the fact they're trying to make an all-entertainment box, is going to use 3 gigabytes of RAM. They're doing this so if you want to instantaneously switch between a game and TV and the internet and whatever else, you can do so. They made a really robust operating system to, well, that's why they're calling it the Xbox One, because it's an all-in-one device. Whereas the PS4, the operating system is more streamlined. It doesn't mean it's going to be an anemic operating system for the PS4. It's just, it's not as multimedia focused as the Xbox One is going to be. So there's going to be 7 gigs of RAM for game code and textures and graphics, where the Xbox One, which on top of it has slower DDR3 RAM, not GDDR5 like the PS4 is going to have, is only going to have 5 gigabytes available for games and code and textures and graphics and all the other crap. I don't think it's going to be that big of a deal. First things first, it's not about, or it is about, I should say, in the future, what's going to happen is I'm sure that Microsoft is going to streamline the code for the operating system. When later in the life of the system, when they're going to have to squeeze every ounce of memory out of the console, the Xbox One, I'm sure they'll, make the operating system use less memory. They'll streamline things. They'll find ways to cut the fat out of the OS so they can maybe even get the operating system down to 1 gigabyte of RAM and keep it just as capable. So right now, I highly doubt that that's going to make a difference with games. So if Watch Dogs, which is coming out for the Wii U, PS4, and Xbox One, you're probably not going to notice a difference due to the fact that the operating system is taking more memory. It could be an issue later in the life of the console, but I don't know. I doubt it. Now, more people are concerned about the fact that the memory in the Xbox One is slower. I've read some articles where experts are talking about, DDR3 could be a bottleneck for the Xbox One. But then I see articles saying that the GDDR5 memory in the PS4 isn't going to make that big of a difference. So I would consider this like a super epic mega win for the PS4. So Sony fanboys, calm your erections down. It's not that big of a deal. It could be in the future, or it may not be at all, but I wouldn't consider it a huge win anytime soon. Because remember, boys and girls, it's not how much RAM you have, it's how you use it. Oh, that was terrible, but I had to say it. I'm sorry. Anyway, folks, make sure to rate, comment, favorite, and subscribe. And if you have an interesting news story you would like me to discuss, private message me with a link via YouTube. And if I use your news article, I will give you a shout out in the video and feature your YouTube channel in the description.